just roll with that. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. My name is Mary Wallista, and you're in the Millionaire Teacher Show. Today, we have a guest, David Obiayo, and he is a smooth teacher. So I'm going to, oh, right. Okay, I can see both of you and hear both of you. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay, so thank you. So I'm going to read out his bio quickly so that we can get going because we've lost some time trying to deal with the technicalities, right? Thank you, everyone. So our guest today, David, is a teacher who has worked his way up the educational ladder in all senses of the phrase. He is an educator who began as an NYSC teacher and worked his way up to being in management as an assistant head of school and leader of his academy in under a decade. His progress in the classroom saw him accumulate numerous local and international awards while also amassing several publications in foreign articles in the United States. This has led him to be invited to international conferences such as Microsoft Edu Day event in the United States of America and AISA Educators Conference in Senegal.
ASA.
AISA. ASA. Okay, ASA Educators Conference in Senegal, to name a few. He is the founder of the Smooth Teacher Academy, and he was recently induced into the Forbes Black community as a leader and mentor. This buttresses the success of his mentees at his Smooth Teachers Academy, where they are also toeing in his footsteps with ease. So let's give our flowers up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. As we
Thank you. Is it me or is your network not really good? People, am I the only one who's seeing her cracking or something? Straight. I don't know if it's her side or my side. I don't know if it's her side or my side. But I think your first question was what inspired teaching and things like that, right? Can you hear? Okay, hold on. People are saying I am clear and that you are cracking. I think it's your network. That's why you've been struggling all day. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I think your network isn't good. People are saying your network is poor, so it's from your end.
badly.
It's
Really?
yours. Yes, I'm really struggling to hear you. But people, can you hear me clearly? So people, can I talk? Are you hearing me clearly? Is there any noise here? Are we good?
Yes, I'm hearing you clearly.
Okay, so you're cracking and we're struggling with you. So basically, let's just move on. So education for me was, I'm not gonna lie, like, oh, it's my passion, or is what I always wanted to do. No, I started as an NYSC teacher, like we know. I went back to my alma mater. Everybody was supposed to teach when I was 7, and I felt that there's no better place to go to other than my alma mater, my primary school where I went to as a child. So I went there and I just found myself being a math teacher, and somebody told me that maths teacher or a class teacher for you to be always for you to get good lessons. And it was a hustle, man. So I chose math. It was primary school. I mean, I studied biochemistry and I felt that I could teach primary school math. And yes, that's how I became a teacher. NYSC brought me into the game. Can you hear me? I finished talking.
Sorry? Hello?
I finished talking. I've answered your question.
Oh, okay. So what I heard was that you went back to your alma mater to serve there during your NYSC.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So was there really a particular inspiration for wanting to teach?
Any particular what?
Inspiration for wanting to teach, to
Okay,
become
so
a teacher?
now after NYSC, I had the choice to either leave or stay. But as at that time, I had realized that there were some gaps and there were some things I could do as a teacher. Because as an NYSC teacher that attended Corona school, they gave me free reign. I could teach as an NYSC teacher. I could do anything a regular teacher was doing. So I could also make changes during meetings. Back then, there were no projectors in the classroom. There was nothing about technology in the classroom. It was just blackboards. So I used to bring a projector from home to play music while we are in class. I would bring my own projector from home, leave it in school, and play music. And then the school started buying projectors for other classes. So I realized that I was influential enough, even as a young teacher, I was influential enough to start making changes in such a big school that they were listening to me. They had a management that was listening, even though I was a young chap. They could see that there was results. Children were doing better in class. Children were enjoying mathematics. So they started to implement changes I was bringing. I already had a seat at the table as a young individual. So I felt that I could use that influence to make changes. So when children started to enjoy education more, it gave me an opportunity or the passion to stay and contribute my quota. So it was me giving back to a school that raised me. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, all right. So was there any particular reason why you had to go back to your alma mater? Because I know that NYSC does postings, and did you request to be posted there, or it was a
Well,
coincidence that you were posted there?
no, it wasn't a coincidence. I've always been a Lagos boy my whole life. So I didn't want to leave Lagos for NYSC or anything. So naturally, I went to my alma mater and told them that I'm going for NYSC. So they should give me a letter to get me posted there. So it was me who chose it. I said if I was going to teach anywhere, if I was going to give back to anywhere based on knowledge, I have to give back to the place that raised me. So that was why I went back there.
Oh, okay. So now, after your service year, during your service year, you identified that there were some gaps, and in trying to bridge those gaps, you were given a seat in management, right? So was that
No,
the
wait, let me
reason why you
explain. Let me
stayed back?
explain.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm not going to call it a gap because I did not know. People did not know there was a gap at that time. It's
Okay.
just that it was boring to teach the way normal teachers were teaching. So I was the one bringing in new methods to enjoy the teaching and also make the children enjoy. So it's not like there was a gap. You call it we'll call it a gap. I know I used the word gap before, but we'll call it a gap if we already knew. But my
Okay.
school is a school that is ahead of a lot of schools in terms of innovation because they are trendy. But at that time, schools were not doing what they are doing today. So teaching the regular way was boring for me. So I would bring a projector, I would play music. There was this song, because I'm happy, clap along if you say happiness is the truth. I would play that song every morning before we start classes and everything. And I noticed that teachers were always coming to check my class. So this young boy, parents, when they come to pick their children after school, parents in other classes will be peeping into my own class. Like, what is happening here? Why are these children always so happy? So basically, when I say I was given a seat at listening to me when I talk. It's not like I was a management staff. I was a regular staff when I talk.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The
Yeah.
song is better. All right. Thank you very much.
So that was what I
Yes.
meant.
So now, what is okay? Thank you for the clarity.
Okay.
So what inspired you to stay back? You had done that during your service year, but after service, you stayed back and taught there for a while. What inspired that?
Man, I'm not going to lie, yo. I'm not going to come here and start lying. Oh, I would even say to you that because I had reached there. So some parents had seen my personality already and wanted me to be their PA. I'm talking CEOs. I'm talking like people in big positions. I mean, you know, Corona school now. It's not a small school. So I, being the swagger teacher, I had lessons I was doing where I was earning like 320K as in a combination of lessons. Imagine as a copper, you're earning 320K and then plus school salary. I mean, how many people were earning up to 450 and 500 collectively at that time or even today? So I was making money early and I realized that this was a market I could exploit. I realized that this was a market that could put some good change in my pocket. So that is what made me stay. I'm not gonna lie. It was money. It was money.
Okay. Money was the motivation, right? And
Surprisingly.
and you
Yeah, surprisingly.
and you stayed back, right?
I stayed. Yeah.
So at what point did money stop being the motivation, or was money the motivation also?
Good question. Very good question. So the point where it started to change for me was when I realized the impact I had on the children. I realized that I had become a role model very early. I remember back then that children don't like being associated with teachers. Teachers are like their drivers. Teachers are the same level as their nanny, their driver. But there was a day, one of the children I teach for lesson, rich kid, I took them to ShopRite. I started saving money early. So I'll come and do lesson, and after lesson, I'll take them, say, let's go and watch a movie or something. Their driver will take us. So one day we went to see a movie, and then the elder brother of the one I was teaching, that one is the secondary, I was teaching the younger one. The elder brother bumped with someone of their friends there. And I was younger. I used to wear Nike. I used to dress like them. So they asked him, say, who is this guy? That guy said, this is my uncle. He used the word uncle. He didn't say that's my teacher. He didn't say that's my younger brother's teacher or something. That guy called me his uncle. Trust me, if you know how teachers are treated in this world, you would know that that was a big deal for a rich kid to associate himself with you. So on the way back, I asked the guy, I said, why did you call me your uncle? He says, I like you very much and I would want to be like you when I grow up. That guy told me that thing on the ride home. And the next day, the father reached out to me and asked me if I would start teaching that older one lesson too, not just the younger one, the older one. Now, I'm somebody who, if I'm doing lesson, I'm not just somebody who will come and we are doing math. We'll talk. We'll talk about movies. We'll talk about things. So when I was doing lesson with the guy, he had become free like that. And he would start telling me that his father always uses me as an example. Like, can't you see David, a young man like that, instead of him to be playing around the way people do, on Saturdays when his mates are watching football, he will come here and give you people time. He said that boy is going to be a rich teacher. The father said that boy is going to be a rich teacher. And he said that boy is going to be a rich teacher very well. I mean, do you think that all this money we are paying him, he cannot buy a car, he cannot do this, he cannot do that? So when I go to school back there, so after that, when I go to school, the small effect I was having on the children I was teaching lesson, I could see it magnified in the classroom. Like parents will come to class and tell me that obviously they do this with a lot of teachers, or that they were arguing with their children and their children said Mr. David will know better. Oh, Mr. David this, Mr. David that. And then when my NYSC was over, the parents came together and pleaded with me to give them 1 year, one more year, that I shouldn't leave. I should give their children 1 more year with me, and that they would surprise me. I will just end it there. I will end it there. Let me not talk too much. So yeah.
Why are you ending it there now? We want to hear it all, please. We want to hear it all, please. We are here to learn.
We're here to learn. Okay, so basically, I was given so much value. I had proven myself to be very valuable. In my first year, lots of changes, smart boards started to become discussed, that we're bringing smart boards to class. Oh, David, what do you think? Oh, this, what do you think? So in that 1 year, there was ample amount of change. There's a woman that I was teaching her child, and she told me, she said, if you ever, she's a billionaire, ever want to start your own school, you became more than a teacher, you became a positive mentor. Yes, thank you. So that lady came to me and told me one day that if I ever want to start my own school, that she was going to invest in the school. And she said, David, trust me, you have found your calling. There is nothing else that you're going to do that is going to come so easy for you. She said, you have found your calling. She says, give this profession 5 years. And if you are broke, tell me. And then I would let you know that that's the time to leave, that this profession can't do anything for anybody. Say you, if you are broke with all the work you're putting into this profession, don't ever come back. 5 years. And trust me, in 3 years, 2 to 3 years, I could already see that I wasn't going to be broke.
Mm.
Can you hear me?
Wow. Yes, I did. I heard it. Wow. Thank you very, very much. That
You're
was
welcome.
quite deep.
That was
So
deep.
you were not just an inspiration in the classroom, you were also an inspiration outside the classroom. Now, but I know that a lot of schools don't like teachers having own lessons with the students of the school. So
Obviously,
was it the
it's the case,
same
but
with you, because you were teaching
it was the same.
children
It was the
in
same.
the
It
school?
was the same. But obviously, I said I wasn't going to come here to lie. But remember, I was an NYSC. I wasn't a member of staff when I started that lesson. So I wasn't a member of staff. It didn't apply to me. And if there's anything, I'm somebody who establishes relationship. So the relationship I had with them spilled over. So the lessons I was doing was NYC. And then when you become a staff, those relationships will give you referrals to people in other schools. Like I said, that boy, the older brother, was in secondary school, not in my boys' school. So it was
Yes.
secondary school and those kind of connections. Obviously, it's the same everywhere. So I wasn't a member of staff. So I leveraged on that. When they will finish school and want to do meeting, oh, everybody should wait. I'll tell them, I'm not a staff. I will just run, go and do my lesson. So it was crazy like that. They will say, this boy. So yeah, that's that.
Wow.
Mm.
That's very nice. So some things that you said that are quite um profound is, as a copper, you already identified like the line that you wanted to. You
True.
knew that, okay, there must be this teaching thing. I cannot settle for less. So it was not just teach to impart. It was also, while I'm imparting, I'm making the influence for the influence, right? So it was at that early stage. While, because sometimes you just go, okay, I just want to impart, and then you're not thinking about the money. But for you, you're not just thinking about the impact, you're already thinking about the money at that early stage. And
Can you
that's
hear me?
very,
Can I
very,
say something?
yes, please.
You can
Yes,
hear me.
please. Yes, I
Now,
can. hear you.
You see that money thing?
Yeah.
You see that money thing? I want to tell you guys a secret. I entered teaching, and I entered teaching with 17,000 in my account. 17,000 naira, home and away, in my account. And I came into that job knowing I needed money. I didn't come to play. You see, teaching, I don't come play. If you check my track record, the way I was giving myself in the classroom and everything was strategic. I began with the end in mind. So what you just said is very true, that you deducted that from what I've been saying, that I didn't come just to impart. I came to make money. It is true, because I remember back then, I used to ask the right questions from day one. From people who have done it before me. I remember in our school, we used to do teacher of the year, model teacher of the year. Model teacher of the year is big money. They will give you 3 times your salary. It is mad, as in you become a celeb and everything. So anytime anybody wins an award, I mean, that's money. Do you know what 3 times your salary is in 1 month? They will still pay you your salary at the end of the month. So you're getting 4 times your salary. I have to go and meet them and say, guy, how far? How you did? What are the special things you did? I always wanted to learn. So every year that somebody wins an award, I will be going to that person's class. I will be studying. Because the end result was money too. This person is doing well and money they enter in hand. So I'm not just going to do well. I will do well with money enter my hand too. Do you get? So I was always seeking out mentors. I don't have to wait. I was not somebody who would form and everything. Oh yes, I could speak English very well. I mean, I'm a Corona baby. So English is like my strongest point. So people always used to envy me, oh, this boy, leave him for English. There's an exam we used to do we do an exam every year for teachers in our school. It's an English exam. So they will call top 10. As a maths teacher, I will be first, I will be second, I will be as in at the day high. But it doesn't mean I will not still go to a class teacher and sit down in our class and learn the basics, because I didn't learn those things in school. I just know how to write and everything. But to really teach it, you have to learn it. So when they see me sitting in their class trying to watch and learn, they'll be saying, what are you doing here? Maybe you know this English. They had no idea. I knew that in the future, I'm going to be teaching people SATs. I'm going to be teaching people IELTS. Knowledge I did not have. I had to get it from somewhere. So trust me, everything I did from day one. Some people don't discover themselves early. Lots of teachers are just going to teach to survive each day and survive each month. I wasn't thinking month, I was thinking years, and I was thinking financially, which is what a lot of teachers don't even have the luxury of doing. I was thinking years financially. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. That was quite profound. So now, can you describe your journey? Like you've told us how you started and all that. So your journey from that starting point to where you are now, can you just put us through it?
Oh, man. It's my journey. It's a mad journey. Hustler of the year. I'm a fucking hustler. I'm a big hustler. So basically, I have a hustler's mindset. Right? I have a hustler's mindset. So in the class, in the school, outside the school, I need to win. My people need to win. My team needs to win. So that's where the aspect of me sharing knowledge with my colleagues came from, because my team has to win. Everybody has to win, so there will be no envy. Everybody has to be winning, so that if they know that you are doing something you shouldn't be doing, they will not cast you, because everybody is winning. What do I mean doing something you shouldn't be doing? Maybe you are doing one lesson you should not be doing, but they know that because you are somebody who still used to connect and everything, make everybody just be happy. So now, I started from NYSC, and then next year, and my school has branches. It is very important. It is very important to know your purpose somewhere. My school has branches: mainland, VI, Ikoyi, Lekki. when I was a child, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
When I was a child, I attended Ikoyi. Ikoyi is always cream of the crop. That's where every rich person goes and everything. Ikoyi and VI. So coming back to NYSC, I served at Ikoyi too. So that was where I met those rich parents and everything. But when I became a staff, there was no space at Ikoyi. And I had already started making waves. So they pleaded with me to go to Bagada. They go to the mainland one, that my swagger and my charisma is going to help. I don't want to say uplift. I mean, it's a big school, but my influence was going to do a lot at Bagada. That everybody always wants to be at Ikoyi. They want their children to be at this time. Nobody wants to go to mainland. That if I'm there, say I go get influence. And yes, it happened. But what I now did, you always have to have in mind. I cried. I said, this is why I decided to stay back. I stayed back because of money. And now for Ikoyi, I could get this money. Why are you going to send me go mainland? Do you get? I almost wanted to resign then. But my mom told me, she said, look, you haven't learned how to teach, that you're just swaggering through. She said, go to Bagada and go and use it to gain experience. So it was when I went to the mainland, I learned have is good teachers. There's no swagger, there's no this, there's no that. So what keeps the name there really is good teachers. So there were good teachers to learn from. All the people that I worked with in the mainland, all of them are heads of schools. Everybody is in management today, to show you that that was the right place to be. So I went there. The team I worked with, all of us eventually won Teacher of the Year at some point. So it wasn't a joke. So I used Bagada to learn. Then, like I said, I'm a very influential person. I said, okay, I want to move. I want to go to another branch. So if anybody has been following me for years, you know I was at Lekki for years. So Lekki was where the complete teacher emerged. Lekki was where there was swagger, there was experience, and it was time to start winning the awards. So from Lekki, I started to teach different classes too of math. And then I became exposed using the internet. I started this whole global mindedness movement thing, which brought about lots of international teachers, foreign schools. Before COVID even came, I had started, if anybody here knows me, I had started connecting classrooms with Skype. All of the things that are happening today that are looking like a big deal, that some people even haven't started doing. These are things I did years before. So all of that brought awards and promotion. With things like that, it is difficult for anybody not to see what you're doing. Yes, the creative educator said it. I invited her to my class back then. I think this was 2017, way before COVID. Invited her to my class via Skype in Port Harcourt, and our children were so excited. So all of this brings you recognition from inside, outside the school, and internationally. And they say stars don't beg to shine. You can't hide. So I started getting, invites to US, Microsoft, Class Dojo, this, that. And that's why I started to go up till I reach here today. So that's where I am now. That's where I am.
All right, thank you very much.
You're
So
welcome.
now talking about connecting, sorry?
No. Continue. I can hear you.
Yeah, so talking about connecting classrooms,
Yeah.
right? I know that I was aware about it when I was not in the classroom, and it was you can only be a part of it if you are in the classroom. So, but when I now came into the classroom, I realized that okay, the system was not allowing like me to do that. I didn't have the opportunity. So, how did you break through that? Like using connecting classrooms to connect your class to other schools, break through that, allowing the system, your school system, to allow you do that with your students.
Okay. I'm trying to think now. Well, for me, It all started with Class Dojo. It was Class Dojo that was the first app I know. Okay, now this is something I always try to preach to teachers, that you can't only have function in your school. You have to do something outside of your school for you to really break the mold of recognition of being a local champion. You have to move globally. So basic Facebook group, Class Dojo, and anybody who has been following me for years too will know Idara. We used to have, we used to work together,
A group.
teachers
Yes,
Idara
you
and
have
David.
an Instagram this thing. Yes, I was going to come
Yes.
to that.
Okay, so we work together too in school. So we're working together in school and working outside. And Ida and I are the people who showed that you can work together and achieve great things as man and woman, and nothing out of the ordinary. So basically, Ida and I will think about doing projects, charity work. Oh, what school can we do this for? What school can we do this for? Doing that, the international community noticed me on the Facebook group. I'll go there and post some things I'm doing, and people started reaching out to me to want to connect. So it got to a point where I need to leave school to go and do this. I need to leave school. So that's when management became involved, because you have to talk to them. And they're like, this app, what is it about? This Class Dojo. Oh, I said it's something I use in my class for management. And you know me, I had started doing trainings for my colleagues. So I'm the kind of person who I don't need to do schedule. Oh, I don't need to go and start telling everybody, oh, I want to do training. I'll just go to a couple of friends and be like, oh, see this app I'm using. 2 o'clock today, you guys should gather here. Let's do training. Let me teach you guys what I'm doing. If you want to come, you come. If you don't want to come, you don't come. It's not a big deal. Because me too, I'm rushing to go and do lesson. No time. I'm not waiting for anybody. So doing all of that, the management already starts to see the benefits. And then from there, the Americans are telling you, oh, this week is kindness week. Oh, this week is friendship week. It will be good for our children to get to know each other. Let's exchange kind words. So it was from there that you now start saying, I want to connect classrooms. And you know me, the innovative thinker that I am, it can't stop there. I'm going home and I'm thinking to myself, what if I invited them to teach? What if I taught? What if I tell my children to explain a concept to them? So many what ifs, like the creative educator. I can't remember what we did. I think our children were, okay, one of our child, oh, I remember one of the videos said, how old are you? And then the child said, I'm 300 years old or something. I don't know. But basically, we started to what's the word? Cross curricular teaching and everything. It just progressed from one thing to another, because I'm always thinking of new things. So, yes, that's how that worked.
Okay. So because you had already started doing it with people outside of your school, it was
Yeah.
easier to bring it into your school and allow management accept it.
I had already started doing it with other branches of my school too. We have
Okay.
different branches. So it's like something we had
Yeah.
tested. I had started doing it with other branches of my school. So it was easy to also invite. But one thing that used to make it difficult was time zones, obviously. Time zones. Our time
Yeah.
zones are no different. So again, as the innovative thinker that I was, I started to think of other apps I can use. And that's where I came to find Flipgrid, where you can record things, send to them, they'll see it at their own time and record back. So that was what I was using for countries that had time zones. And again, when you start using a collection of apps that is made by one company, they will take note of you. They will take note of you. Say, only this guy where we know. They promote different brands. I mean, and we didn't know many things. We didn't even know that teachers could be brands at that time. I didn't know I had already started building a brand by doing all these things. So I'm running around, I'm doing trainings, I'm mentioning all these apps, I'm doing things, I'm posting it on my page. These companies were seeing these things and taking notes about this guy who is in Nigeria. And one day, I come back for lesson for park where is this billion estate in Ikoya for Banana Island? And I did road. And somebody just calls me from Class Dojo headquarters that they want to have a live meeting with me. They are board, members of the board that they want to talk to me. And that's how they made me Africa's brand ambassador. I'm not talking all this toy ambassador that's twinkle. They'll say I'm a twinkle ambassador. That I'm talking, I'm an MTN ambassador kind of thing that we are. How are we going to send you money? We want you to do this kind of ambassador. Do you get? Because regular is always boring for me. I don't do the regular things that people are doing. They're sending me messages and they're saying, we don't do this usually, but we want you to be Africa's pioneer brand ambassador. So it all starts from little things that you're doing in the classroom that you don't even think you're saying. But the most important thing, you found your fashion and your niche. Okay, I found my fashion and my niche. Letitia, this Letitia person is really sweet talking me mad. It enter my head. Okay, so little things that you're doing that you think people are not watching. Although a lot of people are starting to know now, is that you shouldn't hide yourself. You need to put yourself out there on social media. But remember that you also have to put quality work. If you're going to live here with anything today, it is about what you're putting out there about yourself. A lot of people are misguided about what to put. You just know that people are saying, post something every day. I don't post every day. I'm not saying it's wrong to post every day. But what are you posting? It's not about Canva. It's not about writing a quote on Canva or saying, do you know that one thing? No, it would just be mundane. If you're doing that every day, where the evidence say you sabi do it and they talk. I don't put quotes. I'm not saying you should do what I'm doing, but I'm here to share my journey. I was putting videos of me doing these things. My videos, they speak for themselves. I don't need to write a Canva to tell you that differentiation is the best way to teach children with different learning styles. I was doing it. I was embodying it. So evidence day. That is why a conference will call you from the US and say, we want you to train our international teachers, because they are seeing these things that you are doing. It's not by writing it on Canva. It's not by writing it in your caption. It's not by writing it on your bio. I don't write that I do all these things on my bio. But somebody is going to reach out to me and say, come and teach me IELTS. Somebody is going to reach out to me and say, come and teach me how to secure online jobs. Somebody is going to reach out to me and say, come and teach me how to market my product. I don't need to write it on my bio. My lifestyle embodies this profitability. Like Mr. Wade Ajubei or Coach Wade said, you need to start embodying a certain lifestyle. So what are you putting out? It's not just canvas or all those things that will cut it. It is lifestyle. Bam. I'm done. Next question.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So now, before we move on, let's attend to you and Idara. I know you guys were, I think that was our first year about
Okay.
Yeah, David and Idara played.
Wade Juyigbe. Yes, that's his name. Wade Juyigbe. Coach Wade.
Coach Wale.
Coach Wade. Oh, are you serious? Yeah. Yes. That's true. That is in surname they had me to talk. Wade Juyigbe. What does it mean? All this regular is boring surname. His surname is not regular because regular is boring. Okay, so you want to talk about Coach Idara? Almost see how fresh I'm looking. Mary, you are not seeing me. You are really missing.
I'm not seeing you. But I'm sure when I'm watching the recording, I will see it.
I hope so. Are too fresh. Yeah. You want to ask me a question? I'm listening.
Yes. I was asking about, you mentioned you and Idara, then you had an Instagram handle. So I was going to ask about that. Yes. So since you brought it up, so why ask? Exactly what do I want to ask about that?
Yes. What's the question?
Okay. So the question is, you guys started together, right? Because I noticed that that handle hasn't been very active again. Is it that you guys are no longer doing stuff together, or
Idara is a big
it's
girl
just
now.
some?
The network is really not good at all. Did you hear me? I said Idara is a big girl now. Your network isn't.
Yes, I heard you. I heard you when you said
So
that.
she's vice
But you're also a
principal. So
big boy now.
I'm a small boy. Oh. Now let me rewind. Let me
Why are you
rewind.
whining?
Let me rewind. Let me rewind. You see where humility. As people see me like this, I'm sure some people will think, oh, this guy, it's the show. I mean, you can't hide this small thing there in your hand. You can't really hide it. But when it comes to humility, when it comes to learning what I need to learn, there's a lady here that used to do my Canva for me. As in, I know Sabi do Canva. I know go form say I Sabi. Yes, now I know how to do it. But when I did not know how to do it, I did coach her for different aspects. But you can't know everything. But the problem with some of us is you don't know something and you don't want to ask. Somebody told me in the university, when I just entered the university, who you are and you make it possible to associate with you if the lifestyle is positive. Yeah, true. So somebody told me when I was about to enter university back then, he said, look, anything you don't know, you're reading like this and you don't know. I mean, that time we didn't have Google and all of that. He says, anything you don't know that you're struggling with, he says, tomorrow, just go and ask somebody that knows it. Don't waste your time. Just skip it. That is the work of delegation today. A lot of people will overwork themselves. They will not delegate to the people who are specialists in these things. Do you get? Now,
Yeah.
you see Idara, Idara started working before me, way before me, right? But I don't want to say, okay, let me not just say it. Idara started working before me, but she had never met anybody like me that used to think very big. So she was a good teacher and she was content with where she was. Idara is not she's not from a poor background. So she was content, even if the teacher's salary is not what to write home about, or it's not anything special, she's not broke. Do you get? So she was very comfortable, which is what people should reject. Reject comfortability. No matter how much you're making, reject it, good or bad. Now, Idara had started working before me. I came into the system, did my NYSC. I think Idara started working before me like 3 or 4 years earlier, living her life jeje. They now brought me in. They now brought me into her branch. You know, I told you I go through different branches.
Yeah.
In my second year, I came to her branch and then I was just doing mad things in the class. Idara back then, if we were to write a book about me and Idara should write her aspect, Idara would tell me back then that how is it possible for you to be coming every day with energy and be showing up? You guys are playing games, you people are dancing, and somehow you still finish your work. Because I'll tell the children, say, if you guys finish your work and I finish marking, we are going to play those games again. We are going on more. Come and see these children writing. Say, oh more, this guy, that. So I would come, we will play games, we will do everything, and I will still finish my work, mark their work inside class before I leave. Under 1 hour, I will do class dojo, I will do flip grid. So Idara could not understand it. And then again, luckily for us in our school, subject teacher's life is easier than class teacher's life. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm teaching
Yeah.
1 hour maths. I used to tell them in that school, I said, look, don't make me a class teacher. I say I'm a 1 hour man. I will come do my swagger for 1 hour and bounce. Let class teacher handle all the noise that I've created after that. Let them, but me, I just come do my swagger. So either I would just be like, at the end of school, at 2 o'clock, I'm already ready. I'm already running to go and do my lessons. And how are you so, what's the word? How are you so effective? Do you get? And then bam, I became nominated for Teacher of the Year. What had never happened to anybody before in my second year. People usually do 5, 6, 10 years before they get their first nomination. In 2 years, I had become nominated for Teacher of the Year. Now, I didn't win it. What happened? I didn't lose the teacher. They cancelled it. It was cancelled that day. I mean, I was too young. It had never happened before. And then It cancelled. So that thing broke my morale. People, I'm not going to lie to you. You see this thing called failure and defeat. Children need to start learning how to fail early in life so that when they are older, that's suicide and all these things. It won't happen if people have started learning how to take failure early. If I hadn't failed or seen failure early, that thing could have dampened my, because I was still young. And then I'm like, all the hard work I put, you people just, I mean, don't nominate me. I will know that. But you nominate me, and on the day of the award, you tell me it's cancelled. So for 1 year, my morale was low. Jesus Christ. I will come to class, but this was another point where I knew that teaching was my thing. Once I enter the class to teach the children like this, my morale is up.
Energized.
We are
Yeah.
dancing, we are this. Once I come out from the class again, mark their books. So, do you want to know the worst part? The next year, Ida had learned so much from me that it rubbed off on her that a girl who was just comfortable in her space before started to do extra things. Ida now got nominated for Teacher of the Year the next year. This is somebody that is constantly praising you and everything, became Teacher of the Year and won it. And we have something called Model Teacher of the Year. Teacher of the Year is that, oh, you're in Lekki school, you win Teacher of the Year for Lekki. Model teacher means you are the best in Lekki, Ikoyi, VI. That's the one that I say they will pay you 4 salary. If you win just Teacher of the Year, they will pay you 1 salary. But if you win that mega one, it is mad. You don't want that big one. Do you know what that will do to somebody who is envious, who teaches in her class? Me that you cancelled my own last year. I have to come to class every day to see somebody who I mentored win the award. Are you seeing what mindset is? How a person has to correct the mindset. So that was when I looked at it and I went back. I said, what is Idara doing differently? If you've been following Idara for a long time, that page was Teacher Idara. It was just Teacher Idara. Anybody who goes way back. So I went back and I said, what is Idara doing differently? Back then, I was not on social media, but I knew she was on Instagram promoting things and everything. I said, what did this girl do to win Model Teacher of the Year? I studied her. She had broken from just our branch. She had reached out, teaching people things like that. She had reached out, and I went to meet her, and I proposed a collaboration. That's where we became teachers, Idara and David. You can see the power of collaboration. If you want to go fast, you go alone. I moved up to nomination very quickly in a short while. I moved on, but when I collaborated with Idara, I moved far. We became teachers, Idara and David. So after Idara won it, there's somebody else, Adeye. She's on Instagram towards the intentional teacher, I think. Yes, Adeye won teacher. The next year, I was nominated. After Idara won it, the next year I was nominated. But you see how God does something. If it's not your time, or if he wants to give you something bigger, you just need to chill. So the next year, there's an award. Because of this class dojo thing I was doing and everything, I had become innovative and everything. They had to create another category. You know how the Grammys is creating new categories because they are seeing that Afrobeat is becoming relevant. I had brought innovation into the school. They had to create an award called IT Proficient Teacher of the Year because it was starting to gain relevance. I had that kind of influence that they created that award, and I was the first person to win it. I won that award. I won CEO's Award of the Year. I won 2 awards that year. Still not the Teacher of the Year. Still not the Teacher of the Year, which is what everybody wants to win. But I was being prepared. Do you know what it means to be nominated for Teacher of the Year 4 times in a row? It means you're doing evidence day. So after that year again, I got nominated. So now I have won IT Proficient, I have won CEO. The next year, I won Teacher of the Year and Model Teacher of the Year, 2018. 2019, I won Teacher. I'm the only person that has retained that award back to back. But if I had accepted defeat, If I had accepted defeat or maybe resigned or something or said, oh, there's politics, there's this, there's that, I wouldn't be where I am today. I'm the one with the
Yeah.
highest number of awards in that organization in under 10 years. I have awards scattered everywhere. But if I had accepted defeat and started behaving badly, because there are some members of staff you meet, all they are doing is talking negatively about the school. When you are in a system, study that system. Once you study the system, it's like Nigeria that we are. There are still rich people and there are still broke people
Yeah.
in this country. The rich people have studied the system, so they don't complain. They just keep watching. Oh, what are people complaining about? Oh, I will go solve that problem. Make more money, they enter my hand. Oh, what are people complaining about? That is how you study a system. I studied the system and said, oh, these people like problem solvers. These people don't like the people who are always telling you why something will not work. They like the people who say, okay, we'll figure it out together. Oh, can we get back to you? We'll figure it out together. And that was what I kept doing that kept me relevant. Don't be in the clique that always, when they're saying let's do something, some people are just good at telling you why something won't work. And then the people who are just saying, okay, we'll see what we can do about it. You'll be surprised that they're the ones who are getting the meetings to the CEO's office. They're the ones who are, you have to change your language. Let's see. We'll figure it out too. Make them call me too. Make we go figure them out. So learn how a system works. So for Idara, that was how we collaborated and became teachers, Idara and David. But over time, like I said, Idara, what made me go back to the story is that I've noticed that Idara attains some things before me. Even though I'm the one, Idara does that thing, So when she became vice principal, I was still a teacher. And again, as a guy, for some people, you will not want to associate again, you will not want to do. But I knew that there were things I would need to learn. So all I used to say to her is, go and do it first. Let me be learning some things so that when I become, I would learn and have somebody I can reach out to. I don't want you to come and be the one asking me what to do. Go, make me the asker. I always like to play the underdog. I'm never usually the one who will come and say, oh, yes. I like to play underdog. Underestimate me. What's this guy's name? Adekunle Gold. Somebody translated one part of his song. Say, Fojudumi, don't be dumb. This Oganraya. There is this line. He says, whether Fojudumi, don't be dumb. The person told me that it means underrate me, underestimate me. So I always want you to underestimate me. And then you see the mad things I can do and you'll be like, whoa, ayama. So yeah.
Wow. 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 Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. This has been quite very, very inspiring and impactful. So in
Thank you.
your journey, I've noticed that you always get opportunities, speaking opportunities to go out, even like during school time and all that. How did you manage that even while being a teacher in the school? I know you mentioned you were a subject teacher and not a class teacher. So can you
That
just
was mad.
tell?
You know that sometimes, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sometimes I look back and I truly ask myself, how do you do these things? How did you? There was grace of God. I'm not going to take any of the credit. There was grace of God. I had effective communication skills that when I go and propose something to the management, I knew how to present my matter. I'm somebody that can communicate my thoughts very well. That's why if you want to sign up to any of my products, if I explain what in that product will do for you, you will sign up. Effective communication skills. I remember when this one is even mad. You're even talking locally. I remember when I had to go to Senegal for ASA to go and do presentation. My head of school asked me, she said, so David, who is going to teach your class? She said, this is not a class you can miss 3 times that parents will not start complaining. She said, you are not that type of teacher. Parents, we paid to see David. We came for a show here. So don't give me Ashake or whiskey. Now Davido, the real Davido Bianyo. Now we won't see. So what are we going to do? So it was because of that I started becoming innovative. That was where I started using Skype in the classroom to teach my classes when I was away. You dey see the kind of things where they do. I not be regular guy. Forget that I will be teaching like this. I'm in another country. I'll be showing the children where I am. I'll be telling them I would go to a school and go and teach with Skype so I can use their tools, because back then we didn't have all the tools. So we didn't have the
Yeah.
writing tools. So I would have to beg the people there and say, please, at some point I have to go to a school to go and teach my children back in Nigeria. Their head go the boss. Say, who be this guy? So children will go home and tell their parents what happened. And obviously, I was becoming so big that I was giving my school global recognition. We're not talking local now. We are talking your school is being published in international articles. So the next time you go and tell them you want to do something, then go agree, my brother. Then go agree. If he's going to put us on another article, ain't nobody going to mind about that. Do you get me?
Yeah.
When you become a force and then you move from being a force into a movement. Look, I'm not going to take anything away from where I worked. They gave me the platform to be able to do everything and become who I am. It wasn't my power. I mean, if they didn't have smart boards and things in the class, I won't be able to achieve what I achieved. They gave me the platform. It's a school that when you show potential, they will give you the platform. How big do you want to get? Do it. How big do you want to get? That's what I tell people. I say when you work in a place, if it aligns with your vision, and people always used to wonder why I stayed so long in one place. I mean, look at my life now. Where do I need to jump to? Please. So yeah, that's how I handle that. I was innovative about it. Still getting ways to teach while I was away.
Wow, wow, wow. I'm not even mindful of time because we are
See,
really, really enjoying
time don't
your
go now.
story.
Time
We
don't
are
go.
enjoying it. Yes, I know, I know.
Time
So
don't
wait,
go. You
please
will need to
before
pay
you
for
go,
overtime.
can you share a memorable experience or a rewarding moment in your teaching journey?
Ah, memorable experience then, Yakpao. It was back to back memorable experiences, back to back. Well, memorable experience would be when we did the charity work where I said we went to a school, we bought generator for them. This is personal money. Oh. This life, anything you invest in children from your heart, there's no way to get lost. They cannot get lost. Who I am today, part of it too is for charity. Charity that I've done in my life. I bought generator for that school, bought projector, bought computer for that school. When I go Senegal, go do conference, I connected them and introduced them to the Oyibo people where they present to. I introduced them, and those were part of the things that were in the publication that I said were in the US. There was this publication, and they said this app is connecting. Worlds together. There's this publication on my page. They said this app is connecting global classrooms together. So that was a very big experience because my school, obviously, I had rich children. I've introduced them to all of this. It wasn't a big deal to them any longer. But that underprivileged school, it was indelible in their minds, and that's one memorable. Obviously, awards that I won. When you start winning awards, the first time it's a big deal to you. Now it's not being to be teacher of the year. So yeah,
Wow. Wow, thank you very much. Really, really appreciate your time. But before you go, do you have any final words for upcoming teachers? Any advice for those of us that are here that have not got
they have not done what?
that have not gotten to your level?
Which level? Are all of us are in this household? Oh? Well, what I'm going to say, what I'm going to say is this. What I'm going to say is this. Like I always tell people, I always ask the question: Are you in the teaching profession or are you in the teaching business? You need to leave the teaching profession and become a teaching businessman or woman. You always have to think about income. Whatever you're doing, income. And the difference between one teacher and, or let me say, the difference between me and a lot of teachers is financial literacy. Teachers need to start becoming financially literate. If not, you would never be in that category of somebody who can do whatever they want, buy whatever they want. Coach Wale, in his last post, he said, for you to be a teacher who can just see whatever you want. I mean, teachers are talking to me, they want to pay for something, they will tell me I'm waiting for salary. They want to do this, they already. Only financial literacy can take you out of that mindset. It's not salary. My first salary was under 100K. People know that read school. You're not going to say that is the school salary. My first salary was under 100K. But I told you I was pulling in 400K a month. I was creating income. Now, I started doing that early, but I was financially literate. When you're pulling money in, what are you doing with that money? Money where I make from NYSC, I can account for it today. How many people can say that? How many people can say that? I was never, if I was dependent on salary, I would not stay in the school where I stayed. Salary never made anybody. Do you know what I always used to, the mindset for clients to come and pay me for service? Say at least I get to an office where I feel go sit down. This money where they need to pay me for salary, I use and rent this office, but now this office I they get the maddest jobs where they bring in income. That income has come. What are you going to do with that income? If you're not financially literate, nothing can happen. I remember back then, like I told you, I always used to ask questions. They would tell me, lessons. There are good lessons here, but lesson is not forever. Whatever you have good lesson, do something good with the money. The parents that I met, I leveraged on relationships. The financial bankers, the investment bankers, they were the ones who recommended courses. Go to Lagos Business School, this, that. I am where I am today. It's not income. It's not salary. It's finance. They said you have to be tech savvy. You have to be this. You have to be financially savvy. If not, nothing where they enter your hand will materialize to anything. There are people here who do lessons every month. There are people here who are pulling in comfortable money from their lessons, but it still amounts to nothing because they are financially illiterate. You should sign up today by somebody who has worked. I'm not before in NYSC. I am the best coach for a teacher who wants to be financially, because really we talk about skills and everything. If you get those skills, profitable skills, every skill you are bringing in money, the next move is what are you going to do with that money? In this environment, saving is the worst thing you can do to your money because your money is losing value. Your money is losing value. So you get all this, you attend seminars, you learn how to sell, you learn and you are making money. The next step after that, a lot of people don't know it. And that's where they lose it. So if there's anything, they say in everything you seek, seek wisdom or seek understanding. If there's anything you should seek as a teacher, is financial literacy. To God be the glory. Thank you.
Wow.
Ayama.
Wow.
Ayama. Ayama.
Ayama. Okay. Wow. Thank you.
Ayama.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very
Ayama.
much. Thank you. We really appreciate your
Ayama.
time. We really appreciate your time. I don't know if
Thank you.
anyone has any question. I didn't want to tell people to put down their questions. But if you have any question, please, just one question. The
Hallelujah.
first person.
Ah, somebody said hallelujah in the comment section. Hallelujah, man. Amen. Amen to that.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions, please? The first question will be the only question. If you have any question, thank
Most
you.
of the
Financial
time,
wisdom is key. It is the customer. Thank
people should sign
you.
up
Thank you
to
very
the
much.
latest product that I have. Packaging
Yes. Okay.
your
So please put
ability,
us through that.
packaging your ability into marketable products is what you should try to learn in 2024. You cannot keep being a consumer. Oh, you're paying for this seminar, paying for this seminar. When are they going to pay you for something? It's not lesson. It's not lesson that's going to make you. It's not salary. It is the fact that you are chilling and every month something is coming in. You don't even need to work again. Just go dust something where you get. Say, oh yeah, this month, oh yeah, come, bring money. Next month, come. You have to get to that level. I mean, the problem now is that people have ideas, but how can you package this thing into a product? That is what my next seminar. This will be the last money you will pay for seminar. Just pay me this one. Packaging your idea into products. How to develop, what me that thing? Discover, develop, and market your product so that it can bring you income. 2024 should be a year where you're bringing in money, not only spending. If not, this economy is going to run you down in 2024. What's your handle, please? Who is this that doesn't know the smooth teacher's handle? You're sleeping on a bicycle. Oh. Smooth teacher. Should I type it? Can I type it? Smooth
Yes,
teacher.
please.
So
You can type it.
you should sign up for the seminar and get the early bird offer. It's in January, but I'm already advertising it now so people can pay the pre-booking early bird offer where I'm sharing my knowledge. I am going to teach you from conceiving your idea to launching your products. All of that is what you stand to gain, and it's a 2-day seminar. So trust me, you don't want to miss that. You don't want to come into 2024 being a regular teacher because regular is boring. Hayama. Amen to that. Amen. I'm gonna call the catch me where I did, man. Call the catch me where I did.
See, when
It's too much.
I saw your ad today, I remember the video I recorded, but I have not shared it out. So I will send it to you. It's just in line. I'll send it to you so that you see.
Okay.
Oh
No problem.
wow. Okay, so the person said that she follows you.
How you know go
All
they
right, so
follow me? You
thank
go
you
they follow me
everyone.
now. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you,
very much.
everyone. Thank you, school teacher. It was amazing. It was amazing. Coach Wale says, if you don't know school teacher, regular is boring. Like that is the slang. Regular is boring.
I mean,
Coach Wale, your
I
day
mean,
is coming. Oh, you're looking forward to your own day. Like it's going to be fire, fire.
yeah. So it was good to be here, man. Thank you very much, and
Yes.
I wish you the
Thank you
best on your
very much.
hustle.
Yes.
I wish you the best.
Thank
Every
you.
single one of us here. I wish you the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We
I
really
am.
appreciate
Go
your
and look at
time.
my face
Thank you,
because now
everyone,
only
for
you,
joining.
now only
Yes,
you
this
miss
is
my face.
the teacher show. So the recording will be posted on YouTube where you can then rewatch it at your convenience. So, sorry?
I said it's only you that didn't see my face, and I'm so sorry. I've screenshotted it for you. I'll send you the picture for you to
Thank
see
you
the
very
face.
much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I know that I'll see it in when I replay it, but thank you for the screenshots. I really appreciate. So thank you,
Okay.
everyone. Till next week, we look forward to the next person. Just keep your fingers crossed. It's gonna be hot, hot. It's getting hotter, hotter,
It's
hotter,
getting hotter, hotter, hotter. So
hotter,
basically,
and
it
hotter.
was just so you're learning from this. It was when you reset your phone that you're able to add me, Abby. It was a glitch. Sure, you can see.
Yes,
Because you
yes,
listened, you were not stubborn. You tried it and it worked. So
yes.
I know, Wahala. I wish you the best on your hustle. Every one of us here, God will bless us. All of us go to sell products. We
Amen.
go to bring money. We would make this
Amen.
profession. We will make this profession. What's the word? Enviable. We're already doing that. But really, all of us still have to live a lifestyle that preaches the gospel. That it's not only about having function in the classroom. Children should want to be like us because we are living a lifestyle that makes them aspire to. That when I see this person, I see money. And that's going to be our goal in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Amen. Sorry, please. Someone said she sent a question. She'll,
What's the question?
I'm trying to, I'm trying to look for the question. She didn't
Oiled in
send
my
it as
head.
the question. Sorry, Sheol, please, can you resend the question? Because I'm trying to go through the comments to see your question.
Was it the one who was talking about time difference or something? And this is not something you can just mute your mic and talk. Does
Okay,
she want to type
Sheol,
the question
do you
again?
want to talk?
Type the question
Do you want to talk?
again.
Do you want to ask the question again? Because I'm trying to go
Okay,
through the
I can see it.
comments.
I can see it. Please, could you share?
Okay.
Could you share just one thing to do with money aside savings? No, you have to slide into the DM and attend the financial literacy class. But let me just say, please, could you share just one thing to do with money aside savings, practical? I'm pleading for one because I know you've got several saved for the class you spoke about. Okay, I like to talk big money, and it's crazy. I would say to you that you should get to the level. Okay, let me start small. Maybe I should start small. See, Mary, millionaire teacher, is already getting her pen. Say, I'll write this one down. It's too sure that I'll write this one down. Okay. Well, when it comes to investments, as with everything in life, you have to start small and you have to be content. But whatever you're doing, think about compound interest. That topic we learnt in class, a lot of teachers today just teach it as a topic, and that is how we were taught. It is a real life topic, compound interest. Think about something that you put your money in, that when it brings interest, you can do what they call compounding. And one of them is called investing in treasury bills. It brings money out. Immediately you put your money there, it brings money out and gives you as your interest. But a lot of people, once they get that interest, they go and spend that interest. You are supposed to reinvest that interest to compound. So once you have that mindset, you can apply it to other things. And please do this in a bank. Don't do this on any app, PiggyVest app. People who promise you the higher interest have the highest risk of disappearing with your money. Be content. Start early. I started early. Go to a bank, discuss this thing, and you go to sleep knowing that your money is safe. Even though banks collapse and everything, it is the one with the lowest risk of collapsing. And you know who to go and hold. If app disappeared today, who you want hold? That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Smooth Teacher.
You're
So
welcome.
Gibbs also asked a question about how much difference one can make as a preschool teacher. Gibbs, send me a DM and we'll talk more about that, right?
Okay.
Because I've been in that space before, so I can tell you more about that.
All right.
All right,
So
so thank you, everyone.
it was
It was a
lovely.
pleasure having the Smooth Teacher with us today, and I can see that we've all had fun learning. I've been jotting and jotting down the pages too.
All right.
That's it. The
So
pages
thank you for having me. I wish you guys the
Thank
best.
you, Smooth Teacher, for honoring our invitation.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
everyone that joined, for believing in this vision and joining to learn from different teachers. One day it could be your turn. Who knows? So
All
just
right.
keep
So
at it.
from the
Yeah,
smooth teacher here, peace out. I wish you the best. Bye bye.
yeah. Thank you very much. Take care, everyone. Bye. Have a lovely weekend.
Yeah, you too. Bye.